Assalamu alaikum. This is Sharup Mujumdar welcoming you all to the English news from Btv Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Interim government wants to know people's opinion over July proclamation, says Chief Advisor's press wing. Medical board formed with specialist doctors for BNP chairperson Begum Khalida Zia undergoing treatment at the London clinic in UK. Bangladesh earns 2,300 crore US dollar exporting RMG products in first 6 months of current financial year. All drainage projects of Chattogram city to be implemented with combined efforts of all. Israel's government approves new Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal with Hamas, paving way to take effective tomorrow. And Bangladesh makes winning start in ICC Women's Under-19 T20 World Cup, beating Nepal by 5 wickets in Malaysia. Those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. The interim government wants to know opinions of people over the July declaration. People can convey their opinions through letters till January 23rd. Chief Advisor's press wing said this in a press release today. Letters containing opinions have to be sent to Mahfuz Alam, Advisor, Chief Advisor's office. The Chief Advisor's press wing said, following the opinions of people, a declaration will be prepared which is acceptable to all, and it will be made public in presence of people. A medical board has been formed with specialist doctors for BNP chairperson Begum Khalida Zia, who is undergoing treatment at the London clinic in the UK. The medical board was formed on Friday, comprising of heart, kidney, arthritis, liver and diabetes specialists. The board examined former Prime Minister Khalida Zia's health condition. The next treatment will be carried out as per suggestions of the medical board. The BNP chairperson got admitted to the London clinic on January 8th. Her treatment is underway at the supervision of Professor John Patrick Kennedy. Meanwhile, BNP's acting chairman Tariq Rahman has sought dua or blessings for the recovery of Khalida Zia. Tariq Rahman, son of Khalida Zia, talked to journalists at the gate of the London clinic on Friday. The export of ready-made garments in the first 6 months of the current financial year till December last is satisfactory. Bangladesh earned 2,300 crore US dollar by exporting RMG products in the first 6 months of the current financial year, which is 15% more than the same period of the last fiscal. It earned $467 crore in December. This amount is the highest ever for a single month. Non-traditional markets have played an important role in gaining a large amount of export earnings. RMG exports to non-traditional markets have grown at a much higher rate than conventional markets. In the last 6 months, RMG exports to non-traditional markets have increased by more than 32% over the same period in the previous fiscal year. During this period, exports to the United States increased by only 1%. On the other hand, the export of RMG products to European countries increased by less than 17%. Analysts said that this continuity of exports of RMG products to non-traditional markets should be maintained. Besides, political stability in the country must be maintained. They also want to reduce over-dependence on European and American markets and to expand RMG exports in the Middle East and African countries. The new VAT and taxes imposed by the interim government will increase sufferings of people, said BNP's Secretary-General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir. He called upon the government to withdraw the decision. Mirza Fakhrul made the call at a press conference at BNP chairperson's political office in the capital's Gulshan today. He said the decision to impose VAT and taxes afresh will have negative impacts on people's daily life, especially on the poor and the middle class. BNP Standing Committee member Amir Khosrow Mahmood Chaudhary and Chairperson's advisor Ismail Jobiullah were present at the press conference. 3 advisors of the interim government said all drainage projects of Chattogram city will be implemented with the combined efforts of all. The 3 advisors said this while inspecting the progress of various canals and drainage projects in the city in the afternoon. During the visit, the Power and Energy Advisor Muhammad Fawzul Kabir Khan, Environment, Forest and Climate Change Advisor Sayyida Rizwana Hassan and Disaster Management and Relief Advisor Farooq Azam spoke to the officials and the local related to the projects. They said the methods of addressing waterlogging in Chattogram city will be decided by discussing with the concerned ones. City Mayor Dr. Shahdat Hussain, CDA Chairman Engineer Nurul Karim were present at that time. 4 projects are underway under the supervision of CDA to alleviate the waterlogging of Chattogram city. The cost of these projects has been estimated at 14,349 crore taka. Out of these, 8,312 crore taka have been spent. Now, international news. Israel's government has approved the new Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal with Hamas, paving the way for it to take effect on Sunday. The decision came after hours of discussions that continued late into the night. 2 far-right ministers voted against the deal. The Security Cabinet earlier recommended ratifying the agreement, saying it supports the achievement of the objectives of the war, according to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office. It came hours after the Prime Minister's office and Hamas both said they had finalized the details of the agreement, 2 days after it was announced by mediators Qatar, the US and Egypt. Under the deal, 33 Israeli hostages still held by Hamas in Gaza after 15 months of conflict will be exchanged for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails during the first phase lasting 6 weeks. Ukraine struck several targets deep inside Russia on Tuesday in what it says is its most massive attack of the war so far. Ammunition depots and chemical plants were hit across several regions, some of which were hundreds of kilometers from the border, according to the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces. Sources in Ukraine's SBU intelligence agency told the BBC the overnight attack was a painful blow to Russia's ability to wage war. Russia said it had shot down US-supplied ATACMS missiles as well as UK-made Storm Shadow cruise missiles and vowed to respond to the attack. At least 9 airports in central and western Russia temporarily halted traffic, which the strikes prompted schools in the southwestern Saratov region to close. Strikes in the border region of Bryansk caused explosions at a refinery, ammunition depots and a chemical plant set to produce gunpowder and explosives, a Ukrainian security source told the BBC. But Kyiv also struck far deeper into the country, with the General Staff claiming to have hit targets up to 1,100 kilometers from the border. In the western region of Saratov, officials reported a massive drone attack. 2 industrial plants in the cities of Angels and Saratov were damaged, Regional Governor Roman Busargin wrote on Telegram. Students were taught online on Tuesday after local schools were closed. Now, news and sports. Cricket. Bangladesh made a winning start in the ICC Women's Under-19 T20 World Cup, beating Nepal by 5 wickets in the low-scoring match in Bangui, Malaysia. Nepal got blundered out for just 52 in 18.2 overs after they were asked to bat first. Jannatul Mawa claimed 2 wickets for 11 runs in her 4 overs. Sana Parveen and Simana were the only Nepalese batters to get into double figures, making 19 and 10 respectively. In reply, Bangladesh lost wickets in regular successions, but Sadia Islam and captain Sumaya Akhtar